My Switch collection is nearly 300 games, but the quest doesn't stop there. Hidden gems, games I passed on, and new releases all keep coming at me. And today we're going to look at some of the games that I have been picking up over the last month. And the first one to really grab me, this one was a great one. This is a game that I never would have thought I would have picked up. Victory Heat Rally. Victory Heat Rally is an indie title which puts you back behind the wheel in a slight combination of Micro Machines meets Penny Racer meets arcade classic. You can pick one of a number of very stylized characters and set yourself onto the path of champions through multiple different types of races, including some types of races which are kind of like, I don't know, they're more like mission based, so stuff like grind through so many gates while keeping a boost or knocking over as many cars as you can. It's really unique. Each race presents something different, whether it be very tight challenges, high speed acceleration, or just good old rally championships. And honestly, this game blew my mind in terms of how good it was. You guys know me, I'm a sucker for a good visual aesthetic, and Victory Heat Rally really blew me away. The cars look crisp and fine. The characters, well, they're not going to be to everybody's satisfaction, but you know, they are very unique designed. And I'm going to be honest, they are very fun. Any game that gives me a character called Sally McRally is going to be a great title. My only downsides with this one is, well, if I'm honest, the characters don't get enough love. Once you select your character, they just end up being a little bit of a box in the kind of corner of the screen, which is a huge shame. You design those awesome designs, but you don't use them nearly well enough. The rest of the game, however, absolutely fantastic. I've been blasting my way through the championship mode and having an absolute ball of a time. This is one of those games that I never would have picked up if it wasn't for the Nintendo Switch. I never would have picked up. Yes, this one is a limited run release, but it is one that is significantly easier to get. And the reason being is, well, I picked it up twice. That's right, I picked it up twice. So, this is the American limited run release, and this one is the EU release, the Champion Edition. Very much harkens back to Micro Machines, doesn't it? I very much remember Micro Machines 2 having the whole purple cover and stuff like that on. Yep, so what happened was I got this one so cheap and I was like, oh, you know what, if I like it, I'll just play this one. But then I got a fantastic deal on this version as well. This version comes with a poster, it also comes with a keyring, and you know what? I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. I don't normally buy multiples of the same game, but this one I had to. The fact that I absolutely adore this cover art as well just made it all the more better. This one, it's fine. Not as cool. It seems kind of weird that they kind of went with this rather than this, but either way, it's a fantastic one. Absolutely fantastic visuals, over the top, perfect racing action. This is a game if you want to go back to your nostalgic childhood and try a fantastic, fun racing game. This one needs to be on your list to pick up. So let's go from one retro type game to another, and this one was one that I had my eye on, but just never tried it until now. This is 20XX and 30XX, and how can I explain this one? I will explain it by saying it is roguelike Mega Man. You probably got a bit of an idea of that based on here. Now, for full clarity, I am not a Mega Man guy. I didn't grow up with an NES, so I didn't really play many of the Mega Man games. I played a little bit of X on the Super Nintendo, and I did go back to them on Wii U, but it's not a franchise that I would say is near and dear to my heart. So when I saw 20XX, 30XX, I had to try it. And this one has been brought to us by Fangamer. This is not the last time we'll mention them. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and see it. Fangamer have been knocking it out of the park with some of their special releases. Now, Victory Heat Rally was a great game and I thought it was good enough to buy it twice, but this one just come with goodies. Look, we got a nice little gamer mag. But we also get, you know, like a little poster, little stickers, little extra things as well. So, what can I say about 20XX and 30XX? Well, like I said, it's a Mega Man roguelite, and I have sank probably about an hour or so into this one, at least into 20XX. And I had quite a good time with it. It's basically, like you said, you go to the end of the level, you get different power-ups, obviously it's randomised, try and beat your high score. Things get more and more difficult as things go on. You get more risk versus reward. You get more types of awesome power-ups. That's kind of what I'm going to kind of say about it, because while I enjoyed it, I only have scratched the surface on this one. But it's one that I am looking forward to trying more and more times. It's a game that I think will just reward me more and more the more I play it. So when I've been going out on my quests, my hunts for games, there's been a game that has popped up time and time again in CX, and I have passed on it time and time again. However, I was scrolling online. Dangerous habit, we all know that. And I came across a game that was on sale. Project Raincoat. Now, I've talked about this title time and time again. It's always been one that I've picked up off the shelf and been, oh, do I get it? Do I not? Well, I picked this up for £20. Finally, a fantastic offer on this game. Now, this has been brought to us by the developers of the Danganronpa franchise. You know the one where a bunch of high school kids end up being put into a school and then kind of they start getting killed off one by one, and it's a whodunit over and over again. That's what Danganronpa is. But Raincoat is also a bit of a mystery title. It takes place in Kanai Ward, the city of Rain, which is gripped by innumerable unsolved mysteries under the complete control of the Amaterasu Corporation. So this is kind of like an isekai, like an alternative world where the mysteries start kind of coming into the real world and weird things start happening, and you know what, it's kind of one of those ones. It's a very stylized game, it's very text heavy. I'm looking forward to trying it out. I'm going to be full honest here, I haven't had a chance to fully get into it. This also comes with a digital novel code as well, so that's something I'm going to be able to try out. But honestly, Danganronpa is one of those ones. I don't think this is quite as good as Ace Attorney, but it's one of those titles that I really enjoy. I'm really looking forward to trying this one out. This one got a lot of love when it came out at the very early start of the Switch life cycle. I think the PlayStation version was a little less well received, but yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this one out. And last but no means least is a title that is very synonymous with indie darlings. A title that I skipped out on a few years ago. Never thought I would have found it again, but somehow it came up on a fantastic bargain. I don't know if it had a reprint or what. This is a title that I played about 10 years ago on the PC, and I'm looking forward to trying again on the Nintendo Switch. Undertale. I don't think Undertale needs much of an introduction, but if you've been living under a rock, this is a game where nobody has to die. This is an RPG, very Earthbound inspired. I know that's a bit of a warning tone, but this is an Earthbound inspired game that is a lot better than a lot of the other ones. But this one really outshines itself by having basically the choice between being able to go on a pacifist run. You don't need to kill a single enemy, a single boss through the entire game, or you can go out and kill everything. And I think that's where it shines. There's a lot of fantastic music in here, there's a lot of fantastic characters in here, but I'm going to be honest, when I first played it, I wasn't nearly as enthralled with it as other people were. It's one of those titles where I think at the time I was very heavy into the anime convention scene, and this was everywhere. This was hyped up as one of the greatest games of all time. It was constantly hyped. Much like titles such as Expedition 33, this was one of those games where you could not talk about it with any negativity unless you were going to pay for it. And I don't know, I just kind of felt that I didn't enjoy it enough to kind of be like, oh yeah, this is one of the greatest games of all time. I certainly didn't enjoy it enough to justify running out and paying for the expensive collector's edition. So this is an American import. This was from Amazon, from Fangamer though. Still a Fangamer release. But honestly, inside we have a nice little booklet with a few key moments, a little bit of a preview and stuff like that, and the game itself. I'm going to be honest, I'm looking forward to trying Undertale again. Have you played it? What do you guys think? Do you think it's one of the greatest games of all time? Or are you like me and a little bit more reserved with it? I'd love to know your opinions, because I've always been a bit ashamed of kind of how little I enjoyed it. Like I said, I didn't dislike it. I just kind of was just like, oh, is that it? This isn't quite as good as anime fandom kind of put it out to be. I'm a huge Earthbound fan as well, so... But yeah, it's one of those ones, like, I'm amazed by the fact that this was all made by a single creator. And I was enthralled with some of the themes of love, redemption, and just a silly skeleton making silly puns. But Undertale never grabbed me the same way it did other people. I think it's time to give it another shot. What do you guys think? So we have 5 games here. We've got Victory Heat Rally, a game so good I bought it twice. We have Undertale, a title that I skipped out on, probably shouldn't have. We've got Project Raincode, a title that I found so many times out in the wild before settling on a purchase online. And we've got 20XX and 30XX, a title that I know for a fact is going to be a future favourite. It's been a very good month for Switch games. Not bought a huge amount, but all of them essential ones for the collection. And as we move into February, we've got a few more interesting titles coming. Switch 2 titles. Switch 2 titles that aren't on cart. It's time. I'm going to have to break my rule to play the games I want to play on the console I love. But that's it from me. If you are enjoying this, leave a like and consider subscribing. Check out this video up here. It is GameCube oriented, but I'm finding some fantastic GameCube games. And if you're a fan of Switch games, well, keep tuned to the channel. We've got another hunt coming very soon with plenty more Switch goodness. See you there. Goodbye.